super fantastic.
That's always good.
You ever heard that expression?
Yeah.
Super fantastic?
Yeah. Super fantastic.
Yeah, I used to work at a retail store, like in Canada, Future Shop, like at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And that's what they did each morning. They were, how are we feeling today? Super fantastic. You know? It's like a power meeting. Dark in here, so I don't know. This GoPro, they're very anti-light sensitive, so to speak. Alright, so I just got coffee. Now we're just disabling the airplane mode on my tablet, activating Bluetooth and location, and starting my keep tracking app. And I'm just checking the time, 6:27. Okay, I shut down yesterday at 9:18. App update available. You're using an old version of the keep tracking app. The version will stop working on September 30th. Please upgrade as soon as possible. I don't want to upgrade. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna sign. And so yeah, I was saying that 6:18 I have 10 hours off. So that means I can drive. So now we're just signing the previous log. That's done. And then click on the line, add event, on duty, PPI, pre-trip inspection. Save. Then we're clicking on inspection, add inspection, 305. That's my truck number. Sign. Done. Save. Back to the log. And that's it. So now once I start driving, it will hook up automatically into switch to driving. And I'm just starting my Google Maps. And I gotta find the previous, what I had on the, what? Glenside. I thought it was, what was it called? The name of the town. No, but that's the one. Just north of Philadelphia. Glenside. Should be Windmore. Windmore. But I believe it's the one. Yeah, okay. When I increased it on Google Maps, it shows Windmore. Anyway, what we're doing finally, I managed to book a load. And it took a while. Okay, hold on, I feel we don't have enough light. There you go. And so I spent like over a week, you know, after I came back from New York City, right? I started looking, and first couple of days I was still, you know, because it was a long trip from Texas, right? But then I started looking, and each day and there's nothing. Like this, the pickings are very slim and the prices are super low, basically like flatbed prices on double drop and RGN, you know. And then finally this week, so today is 21st of September 2018, so finally this week things started happening. I started seeing rates raising for the same loads, you know, like whereas let's say before they posted 2,500 US, so it became 27, 29 for the same load, you know, because nobody was interested in such a low price on a heavy load, let's say 300 miles, you know. And so finally I booked a load. Pretty much I booked a load. Well, I agreed on a rate and the guy says, yeah, go. I said, well, I'll go as soon as you send me the load confirmation. And we agreed to do that on the next morning, which was Thursday. Basically I was booking a load 1,000 miles away, but it was paying a lot of money. It was a big crane coming out of eastern Canada and going to Florida, but it was paying a lot, and I increased the rate by probably another what is it, 2 and 3, another 30%. The guy didn't even argue, but then I spent the night looking at the booklet on that thing, you know, because he said crane Grove 760, and I'm like, okay, I did that one, right? And then I looked at my old video. Turns out the one I did was Grove 750. That was just a 2-axle crane. This 760 is like an older crane, but it's 4-axle, so it's much longer. And I started looking at drawings, at the booklets, and I had a bad feeling that it's not gonna fit. And so I emailed a couple of friends that have one guy from Landstar that does these cranes all the time, and then another guy, that construction guy, that has access to some, you know, software like CAD. And they said, oh geez, you need about 32 feet in the well. So basically it was a load for you need to have a modular extendable trailer, but it's 88,000 pounds, you know, so it has to be a heavy trailer. And I talked to one guy and he said they put it on, actually they did it on a smaller trailer like mine, but they put it on blocks, but that would not work on me because the rear of the trailer was 10 inches tall. And so, you know, if you put the front on blocks to go over further, right, but then the rear would hit my beams in the middle because they're only 8-9 inches, you know, above the sides, right? So anyway, so it wouldn't work. So I booked this one. This is just going to Philly empty and bringing 27,000 pounds of something. It's some kind of a factory machine, some kind of a, I'm guessing it's coming out of repair shop where they repair these big gear sets, you know, for like gas lines and stuff like that. It's like a big chunk of metal, just 11 feet long, 10-4 wide, and 10 tall. Needs tarping. So now I'm utilizing my brand new tarps, but pays pretty good. Pays enough for me to go, you know, back and forth, and it pays as if it's a light double drop load for all the miles, you know. And so they wanted me to load this morning, but I said it's too far from Canada, you know. And so now I'm just leaving where am I? Dansville, New York. And from here it's 479 kilometers to Philadelphia. So we're gonna get loaded around lunchtime. Alright, so it's getting light. So leaving the truck stop. is to go on, so this is 390. We're gonna jump on 390, and then I want to go on US 15. US 15 south, and then I-180 east, and then 80, and then I-80 east to I-476.
Turn right onto the ramp to I-390 south.
And this place where I'm going is just south of 276.
Merge onto I-390 south.
So the good news is that I'm not going into downtown, you know, I'm just staying not too far from the freeway in the north. I think that's something new. An international dealer over here. Comments.
Continue for 75
Okay.
kilometers.
So that's good to know. So over here they have service for comments. The day before I had some trouble with the flip axle. For some reason I thought I would be doing another heavy load after that big cylinder thing, vertical pump, and so I left the flip down. And then now of course my load is only 27,000 pounds. So, and my regular guy over there in my yard, recently he's been hard to find. The guy that has a small crane, like a truck-based crane, truck-mounted. And so I went to a local Caterpillar dealer, and just as my luck would have it, they had some kind of a conference over there, like a big tent, and there's people walking around in hot hats, you know, brand new hot hats and shiny safety vests. So you know that that's never good. So those are safety people. So those were from like Caterpillar headquarters. And I talked to the shop foreman. He says, oh no, we cannot do that. He says, if they see us doing that, we'll get in trouble. He says, try John Deere down the street. And I was in my Mustang. I drove to John Deere. I said, guys, I do heavy haul. I showed them a picture. I said, this is my trailer. I just need to flip an axle. Can you guys do that? Explain to them that it has 2 pins on the top, so you just need to basically turn it, right? Best done with a small excavator. And they said, yeah, sure. So I went back to my yard in the Mustang. I hooked up to the trailer because I was still detached, because I still brought the truck from Kenworth, right, a few days ago, and they don't like it when I keep my gooseneck on. So hooked up to the trailer, secured my tarps, drove to John Deere. Took them like maybe 10 minutes, gave them $60 Canadian. And then I got my printed out my load confirmation, and my first stop after that was Fort Erie, the Flying J in Fort Erie, where I got some DEF, and I got cheap fuel, relatively cheap, at a small gas station, Canadian Tire. It was $1.25 per liter. And so I stopped in Fort Erie, got DEF because it's cheaper at the pump, and I did my ACE paperwork. And went to the border, crossed the border, and I was here at Dansville at was it? No, I think it was 8:18, not 9:18. It was 8:18. Yeah, that's why I started at 6 something, right? All right, this is my first stop. This is Milton, PA. Just stopped, got some hot water, and I still have tea from Starbucks, and I like this. It's kind of like a white tea. It's called Defense. So next time you go to Starbucks, ask them for Defense tea, especially if you're former military, you know. Anyway, so just send an email to the broker, you know, with an update. I said I'm in Milton. I look at my GPS as 12 o'clock ETA, so from here it's like 2.5 hours, but I was just going inside the truck stop. So I said it's always a good idea, you know, to add extra time, because I don't drive as fast as GPS thinks I'm driving, because that's just Google Maps, right? So I said 1 p.m. ETA 1 p.m. and I said, where's my customs invoice? They sent me a certificate of origin. It's like a NAFTA, North American, you know, free trade agreement certificate of origin, but usually there's a customs invoice attached to that, and there was nothing. So I said, I included that in the message. I said, where's the invoice? And also I sent an email to yesterday late night. I sent a permit request to my permit company, and now I just check with them, is somebody working on my permits? And I just got an answer, yes, one word. Yes, that's it. All right, so just answer a little even shorter, thanks. Actually it's a bit longer, but anyway, I guess that's it. And time to get going. Oh, I had too much coffee yesterday, so did not sleep too well. All the guys around me at this Dansville TA were idling all night. I don't know, it was like 65F, you know, 18C. It was beautiful temperature for sleeping. Why do you need to idle? I don't know. Now this truck stop is kind of tricky. The pavement is all banged up, you know, like that prime guy was just trying to get around that huge potholes over there. But I parked like this, so I have to get out like that. So I'll just show you guys in a second. Okay, yeah, so we have 238 kilometers, so that's roughly 60, 61, 20, and 25, so 145 miles. And I'm just going east on 80 towards 476. Backing is not easy. Uh-oh, that's not good. Wow, he needs to check in the back. Oh wow, he's disconnecting the hose. That's not good. What's that all about? without the hose connected or something. I don't know. I think it's his green. No, everything is connected. Oh, it's probably he probably lost it. All right. Can you do a bit better? Because the line is right in the middle of your axles. Now there's a truck over there, right? And there's all this empty space. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 empty spaces between this truck and that truck. And the guy is backing into the space next to that truck. And I don't know if you guys can see, but his wheels are on the line. Basically, he was in the middle of the line. Can I go, buddy? Are you gonna be here all day? Jesus. Where's this guy from? Elandre Transportation. Probably Mexico or something, I don't know. Alright, I cannot wait any longer. I'm sorry. Like the spaces are angled this way and he's doing this. You know, I'm a very patient guy, but there's a limit, right? Now check this out. See this? Very bad potholes with super sharp edges. You know? You can easily rip your tires off. So basically, it's a dying, very old, ugly truck stop. Look at this. See? Look. Like, this is not a truck stop. This is like a minefield. You know? If you're not careful, you can leave your tires in here.
Take the next right toward T598 and turn right onto Pennsylvania 254 East.
Still backing over there? No, I think it's finally done. Good job. Changing gears like as if I'm in my Mustang. rush. We're gonna set up cruise at 95 is okay. So 59 miles per hour. So ETA 12:05, but I don't think I can do 235 kilometers in 2 hours 15 minutes. Miss Google. So more like 2.5 hours. So time now is pretty much 10 o'clock. So yeah, 12:31, and I'm picking up a single piece. So it should not take too long, but then I have to top it, right? And I still don't have my permits. I think I will get Pennsylvania today. Chances are I will have to wait till Monday. So I'll probably go up on 15 in Pennsylvania and reach Lawrenceville, Pennsylvania, the last town on US 15 before New York line. I sat there a few times at the truck stop and just wait there. But these guys really want this load to be delivered Monday, but I said, you know, there's only so much I can do. Everything ordered, now it depends on the authorities, you know. So that's why I don't rush right now, since, as smart people say, choose the slowest speed that will get you to your destination on time. And I told them I'll be there around lunchtime. My word is golden. I did not lie. Now the weather's okay today. Plus 22. So what is that? 75, 77 F. Was a long day. So I came in from there and it took me 3 attempts to turn. And the guy, I called the guy, say, is this the correct entrance to your plant? And they said, well, there's another entrance, but he says it's actually better here. But I don't know, even with my left the last axle was like this, it was up. I could not make it because it's I had to go on the sidewalk, you know, and then finally the only way to make it is to ask a guy to watch my, you know, the right side, so I can go as close as possible to the fence. But anyway, so you saw how they loaded it with two very old forklifts, and I thought one top would not be enough, but this thing, it's not 10 feet tall like they said. You know, they said 11 long. They said 11 long, 10 feet tall. Turns out there's just a kind of like a little box on the top.
In California tomorrow morning?
Okay, so you'll make it to California border by tomorrow? Well, I boycott California. I'm not going there. My trailer is not certified. But basically what helped me is that all this is empty. So basically this is the height of this box. And that just thing sits in there. And I said, what is this? What kind of weird setup? Turns out it's a gear. I said, wait, is it like a gearbox? He says, no, it's just one gear from the big gearbox for a ship. I said, you kidding? He says, no. And I said, and everything is closed. I cannot look inside. I said, so how am I supposed to secure this? Right? I'm assuming usually when they use these big crates with the floor is like made out of, I don't know, 10 by 10 blocks. And I see metal at the bottom, but the sides are just plywood, you know. And so I put a chain like over here. The blocks were sticking out, so we put it on blocks, no problem. I use my 10 by 10 blocks. At first the guys were like, oh, we never loaded it on a trailer like this. I said, what's the problem? I just I put a block and it becomes flat, you know. So I used 4 10 by 10 blocks. They put it down, right, and then they raised this top in there. I put a bunch of blankets on the sides, and we're good to go. Except I ordered the permits. I sent a request to my permit service company at 9 o'clock yesterday, just thinking that they will get to it first thing in the morning. 11:30 she sends me a message. You wrote machinery, it does not work, we need to know exactly what it is. I had no clue, except the guy was saying something gear, so I said gearbox. And then I called him. I said, wait a second, why are you asking me this at 11:30 in the morning? Because I sent her the message before from when I stopped there at the Flying J. I sent him a message. I said, is somebody working on my permits? And they said yes. And this was around, I think, 9 o'clock. And then 11:30 they're asking me about what exactly this is. And so I just suspected they did not work on my permit, you know. And I called them. I said, so what's going on? Well, there were some people in front of you. And I said, fine. So now, of course, I'm not going to see the New York permit by the end of the day, because they always take long, even though you're only 10 feet. Oh, and they said 124 inches, and I ordered permits for 124, which is 10 feet 4 inches. I measured this thing. It's 10 feet across and 11 feet long. Anyway, it's like a relatively easy load. Topping was not too bad. Just one top was enough, you know, because of that. Because it's not full 10 foot height. Otherwise, yeah, one top would not be enough. But so yeah. Oh, and another thing that happened is that I'm in Philadelphia, right? And the thing about Philadelphia is that it's part of a urbanized area where travel is prohibited from 4 to 7, okay, and after 7:30 in the morning. And I checked I use my super powerful, what? Why are we so tall? I use my super powerful LG G6 to find out the sunset time, Philadelphia, PA. It's 7 o'clock. So this is it, you know. By the time I finished everything, it was like 4:30, you know. And did I have anything to eat today? Yeah, I think I had one bar that you saw me eating in the morning. That one protein bar. So now I discovered there's a Walmart. So it's 2 kilometers, just over a mile, 1.3 miles. So I can walk there, but that would take me 22 minutes. See over here, it says 22 minutes. I don't want to walk for 22 minutes. 10 minutes would be fine, but 22 minutes is too long. So we're gonna drop the trailer and go to Walmart, and this counts as my my off duty time. Right, off duty, not working because it's personal, using the truck as a personal vehicle. And so yeah, the PA permit was issued around 2 o'clock, so at least I can drive in PA. Like, but for the curfew, and so I have to check what time is the sunrise tomorrow. Hold on, we're gonna do it right now. You guys have to know this. Sunrise time, Philadelphia, PA.
The sun will rise at 6:48 a.m.
And the curfew begins at 7:30. But it's for me, it's only a small portion of this area. It's a curfew area. As soon as I get past the I-276, I'm free and clear. So that's the thing. So I gotta wake up tomorrow at 6. So you see, everything has to be just timed just right. It's like freaking like shooting a spaceship into the space, you know. And some people in construction industry are saying that trucking is less stressful. Geez, there's so many regulations, I'm telling you. Well, of course construction is worse, but still. See, I'm sitting here, right? And I can feel Pennsylvania with my hands. I can go, but I can only go in my truck. I can go to Walmart. I cannot pull this trailer. Why? Because it's 10 feet wide, because it's oversized. And that's it. And then yeah, so 7 o'clock the curfew lifts, but then it's sunset. And Pennsylvania is one of those states that don't give you the 30 minutes after, right? Otherwise I could have went, you know, past the city. So yeah, so no New York, which means what? Which means that tomorrow Pennsylvania allows, as soon as I get out, as long as I get out of the urbanized area by 7:30, I'm good. And the way they're sending me is, I asked for 476 and they said no, and actually I saw there was a bunch of construction there. Right before 276, when it goes south, I saw it on both sides, and it's very narrow. Actually, yeah, the sign said no trucks over 10 feet wide, and my permit I asked for 10.4 because these guys said this thing was 10.4, and that's why, again, I hate ordering permits before seeing the load. But the customer was insistent this thing has to be in Canada Monday. There's a plant standing still. People are like, basically there's people dying in Canada because they cannot wait for this thing. It has to be there Monday. So they kept calling me like, I'm talking to my broker who hired me, the Lanster guy, and I'm talking to the guy he got this load from, and I'm like, I don't like this, you know. Like, if you pay me $20 a mile, okay, I'll talk to everybody, but when you pay less than that, I only want to deal with the guy who hired me, you know, because that guy starts jumping over the head of my guy, and then I start communicating with this guy. Oh, keep me posted. And I'm like, yeah, right. So anyway, so that's what we're doing. That's the load. So some big crate, no problems on a drop side rail trailer, works on blocks. Now the only problem I have with these crates, once I had a crate where they could not load it because it was very big, and my D-rings were in the way. Like, of course I made a mistake. I should not have welded those D-rings on top, but you know, I thought I'll be doing heavy equipment all the time, right? And they could not, that big crate, they could not lower it and of course there's openings right between boards and at the bottom, so they could not just put it properly because of those D-rings, and finally they gave up. You know, the guy says, no, call your dispatch, we cannot load you. This was somewhere in Newark, I think. Newark. Well, so what's the big deal? Next day they found me another load. But this one, I knew that this one would not be a problem with these D-rings, because this is only 11 feet long, and I measured everything and I said, okay guys, set it here, you know, so it's away from D-rings, so just 4 blocks on each corner under its own timbers over there. So 2 big chains on each side and 2 straps. I put 2 5,000-pound straps over the top, so that should be enough. They say it's 27,000, so yeah. And so yeah, that's what's happening. So now just the plan is to go to Walmart, grab some food, and then do the movie on my computer. I know the route, so it's just 309. Yeah, instead of 476, I'm going like 90 miles on the local highway, 309, all north all the way till I reach I-80. So pretty simple. And then I-80 all the way west to I-180, so around Williamsport, and then jump on US 15 and stay on US 15 all the way till I reach New York line. Oh, and that's the plan. So if I can do it, if I can reach Lawrenceville, PA, that would be cool. But well, I should be able to, because Pennsylvania, there's no Saturday, Sunday you can drive full day. And Dansville is about 6 hours from here, right? Oh, wait a second. What Dansville? Dansville is already in New York. I cannot go to Dansville. But Lawrenceville, yeah, I think I can do it. It's probably 4.5 hours from here. And so I'll just go to this Lawrenceville and sit there. Oh, and the agent said, from the permit company, she says, I don't know why, but she says she's gonna stop by the office tomorrow, Saturday, and she's gonna check for my permit. How it's gonna be issued Saturday, I don't know. Maybe it's in case it's issued like last minute. So anyway, there's still a chance, very small chance, that they will give me the New York. But if not, then I'm sitting in that PA till Monday, and these guys will really be upset. But like, what am I supposed to do? And I sent him an email. I said, I cannot move. There's curfew here, right? I'm not gonna risk my license and my business and get put in jail for driving an oversized load during the curfew. And let's see what the guy says, because I saw he was he sent me a reply. Yeah, I forwarded him this message saying that she'll be in tomorrow to check for the permit. And I said, New York permit has not been issued. The agent says there's still a chance. She will stop by the office and check tomorrow. I'm stuck in Philly anyway. There's a curfew in effect till 7 p.m., which also happens to be the sunset. I cannot start driving until tomorrow morning. We'll go as far as Lawrenceville, PA, New York line. We'll keep you posted about the New York permit. Have a good weekend. Over and out, Sergey. And to my surprise, his answer was, thanks, Serge. Cool. So the guy understands, right? So what am I supposed to do? But if this was some small, tiny trucking outfit in Russia somewhere, I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure nobody will be paying attention to all these rules, these permits. They would drive at night, you know, with no chains, one strap, you know. But we cannot work like that here, you know. Here we have to do everything by the book. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know. Drop some comments, drop some love, hit the sign up, the thumbs up. Stop giving me those thumbs down. I don't know what's wrong with you. See you later.